And this is where things get fun. Hello, I am Kalarmi Adaya,
Dawn is at hand.
and welcome to the Mind playthrough of The Last Faith. Alright, so this is going to be a little bit different than normal, because in this one, there's only 3 real available weapons, but the run itself is primarily going to be done with sub-weapons. Like this one! And yes, you may insert the unlimited power meme there. That said, the 3 weapons we'll be running through in this playthrough is going to be Nighttide's Route, the Spinal Chain Blade, and the Blade of Aragoth. And the great thing about having the whip to start is we can grab the extra Nightcrux from these guys. Not that it's going to matter in the long run, but every little bit helps. Run through the beginning area with all the tutorials. Will once again remind us that all these things are capable of being done. Now, what I plan on doing for this playthrough is going to be a featurette of the weapons that are mainly orientated with the stat of mind, but we'll also be playing around with many of the sub-weapons, as we have been ignoring them in the previous playthroughs. The sub-weapons run in 2 categories. Primarily, the ones that you're going to see in this playthrough are going to be the spell-orientated ones, and they are based off of the mind stat and use focus as its material. The other one, done in the next and last playthrough before the patch, is primarily based off of bullets and uses the instinct stat. Now, there are plenty of spells that also use the instinct stat, and we will be making use of them, but our primary stat flow, of course, is the mind stat. Flip the switch. And we're gonna go say hi to them on this side. Alright. And as we have uses of toys, we're going to use toys. And now we are burning them. Oop. I don't have any potions saved. I could die here. Oh no. Nope. Fake out. We did, unfortunately, burn our second powder, but we'll grip more later. The most important ability, however, we have now gotten is parry. 1, 2. I'll help us out for now. Of course, we are all well acquainted with parrying now. And executions. We will continue to use those for our own benefit. Of course, have to be careful with the jumps because we have none of the double jump stuff. Ooh, another almost lost. Oh, I'm out. And that gets us back our mana. Now, as our focus is our primary stat for this, we will be heavily invested in it, which works well. Sub-weapons are based off of mind. Or rather, sub-weapons are based off of focus. Focus is based off of mind. It all works together.
Curse bear.
Who is the one?
An interrogate.
My lady.
You speak with.
Say hello
I
to
feel
Helena
As do
again
I.
for the
Then
first
sit
time.
and pray.
What would you
I have called. There a whisper.
We will start off in mind, because it is going to be quite a bit before we're going to need dexterity and strength.
What is the... Ah, this liquid Mithring. I recall my despair. I know of him. Tell me how to I cannot. Here.
And while we'll be
Eric,
getting the
take this key.
Nightbane's pistol, he actually won't be needing it shortly. So, Eve. Free poke is always nice. The truth of the matter is the electricity is even better. Typically, we would be getting the electricity there, but we started with it, so it gave us some mana and some health. Not a bad exchange from the start. Now, there are typically two routes that we will take for combat. One is going to be primarily sub-weapon based, and another is going to be primarily weapon based. In this case, the weapon based is going to be our route for a good while, because we only have some very simple skills. Return of the floor breaker. And you'll notice that electricity takes some time to.
I wish to save the life.
Stop there for a moment. As the whip and the Barsov's electrocution has similar range, it's almost not really worthwhile to waste focus on it. We'll use it focus on larger hit attacks. And the whip for applying statuses. Wow. Barsov's electrocution does hit for some. In this early game, it's just inferior to the whip. Thankfully, it won't be our only spell for very long. And while range poke is nice, the whip has sufficient enough range in and of itself to not have to worry about hitting these guys too close. Get on to the next room. Pretty standard fare here. 5 versus 6 hits. Not dying there right now. course, it pauses you. So, spells unfortunately come with the downside of having its own animation lock. Another reason why we want to have better spells than just the electrocution. I can't believe I missed that jump. Whoop. Whoop. And up we go. Take the opportunity to fill our mana again, which will become a lot more fun in the future. Hilarious that is the only skill that I know of that doesn't do damage to those. Well, it was fun to test. Boop. It's me. There will be a lot more parries and focus crystals used throughout the game in this one, because, of course, when you're using sub-weapons, it becomes necessary. So this is going to be by from him,
What is your
Old Man Wyman. You know, it reminds me, I didn't kill Old Man Wyman in the last playthrough. Oh well. We'll buy the 3 here. We will buy the 15 crystals here. And that's the what we'll buy from him. We'll get the bombs from here, but we won't use them this playthrough. And a full restore. On to the next. Now, we will be grabbing the spell as soon as we can, which is part of the next section. And we'll start the quests here, do what we need to. Ow! Oh, it actually hit me. Oh, I'm messing up. Let's try that again. Ooh! Am I just losing? There we go. My timing was off on that. Hi, give me health back. There, feel better. Still down a health file, but it's fine. Not as big as an impact, not as fun. But we'll get plenty of fun spells as we go. Ooh. My parries are off. Well, oh well, first death. That's what I get for being greedy with a whip. Throws off your ranges, throws off your stats when you're used to using shorter range attacks. But it just means more Nycrox for me in the long run. Okay, let's see what we can do here. Run, 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 run. Have to lead with that a little bit. No, I'm not gonna waste it anymore. Ooh. Not enough. Don't worry. Huh. Oof. Now I know I'm messing up. Whatever. I'll do it without for now. One thing that you will have to use as one of your level up priorities to get through this more or less as normal is getting your vitality up, because you will start with a penalty.
Remain what
My apology.
not.
Eric.
I know.
Prayer.
To mourn. I cannot. It is a danger.
But we could manage. Let's see, what do we have to start? 8 vitality. So anything under 10 you could consider a penalty or a detriment. And you want to get that above 10. Or at the very least 10 as a minimum. All stats. You don't want any stat to be lower than 10. Someone will ask me, what's the best weapon in the game? Parry dagger. The first of our fun weapons we will use. So, in this case, we can go that way, but it's only going to lead us to extra stuff that we don't care about. We'll go grab those later. Actually, no, that's a bomb, not powder. As I say, there's usually powder there, but it's a bomb. Electric bombs are nice in their appropriate contexts. Right now, not needed. Look, spell has value. Can't use it while jumping, though. Well, it's still useful. Well, if I hit something with it. Yep. heal up. We'll leave poor Annabelle alone until we're ready. Is it Annabelle? No, Annabelle is the nurse. Fire. Let's time that, but that's fine. Can I have a knife, please? Thank you. Not that I needed it, because there's a crystal up ahead, but it's always fun to practice parrying. Down we go. And you'll notice I'd make good use of the Dark Star. It's essentially the axe from Castlevania, and I remember that classic. Come and get it. Alright, I'm closer. Woohoo! Oh. Unfortunately, it doesn't get behind them because if they're facing you, they're shielding. And that gets them. Oh, by the way, fun trick here. The crystal's back. And you're like, why pick it up? Well, these guys. Ow. Still fun. But if we have the whip, what is here? It's a nightfall blade. As you said, or as we said, the starting weapon shifts between who, what other starting weapon you're beginning with. So, by default, you have the Nightfall Blade. Which means in canon, Eric is a rogue. Even though his promotional material has him as a marksman. We'll get into that later. And we'll work our way back here. Can we reach? Oh, had to try.
Oh,
come on.
fine piece of meat.
Fun thing. throwing that and then parrying immediately makes that spell free. Ow, ow, ow. Ow. We will heal up from that. Pay attention to the fire status effect here. Oh. We'll actually keep distance because we keep using parry. We are low on power, so. One. Two. It is fun to hit those with that. And dead movies.
So, this?
You pulling?
No,
Aye. How do I?
I assure.
I sup.
As much as we like Scotty, we won't be using him as much this run. I think we have maybe 4 weapons to use, if that. Wait, hold on. Whip. Spinal Chain Blade. Aragoth. Oh, wait, Blade of Aragoth and Dark Devour. So yeah, there's 4. But they will happen in a very clear sequence, so. In the meantime, dual wielding wins. This is just dual wielding with sub weapons. Ooh, except I don't have any power, so I'm overusing dual wielding right now. Probably because I'm used to having higher level. It doesn't realize it's too far. Oh. So thankfully we'll be focusing on the whip for a majority of this beginning run. It's the only weapon we'll be using for this part. But here I was trying to be special with it. Alright. Now we'll hit him, he'll get mad, we'll parry, and defeat him. And get refund. And that will be the consumption of that. We'll have to get power back afterwards. 1, 2, 3, 4. And now, we get the first of our good spells. Corrupted Star's nice. Old Ashes is better. we have range. We don't have his power. And while the star has power, it's also less costly and it's got range. This has superior power. Stopping power. Ow. Come on. Ooh. You know what? We need to use a whip for some things for a bit. Alright. That covered. 2, 3, 4. We will flip the switch. Now, as much as I love the whip, and weapons. The priority of weapons in this game, when running mind, inverts a bit. Typically, leveling weapons will be of higher priority than stats. But because of the way spells work in this game, levels are in fact higher than stats, or higher than weapon stats. So while we will be picking up wobbles for whip on this, I hope it'll only need to be one. And then the rest can go in our mind stat. And health. We need to put health at 10. We get hit hard. We shouldn't. It's 10. 20, 10, the rest. We'll go right into mind for now. Actually, 2 into instinct, as that is our secondary. It's actually our tertiary, but we'll get that up a little bit higher. Okay. That was an interesting trajectory. We'll pick up some points here. Oop, that was weak. Easy pickings. Notice that the spell crit does a lot. We don't have enough. Okay, we need to whip this guy. There we go. We'll collect what we can here. And into the Federal Inquisition we go. The fun part about this is we do have range. Ooh, it backed up and hit it twice. If I knew that, I wouldn't have thrown the second one. Oh well. And back down we go. These will take advantage of the range of the whip. Come on. And we know this door leads to the big Spoundies, which we can't get past, so... Zombies in one. Parries in the other. Didn't work twice. That's fine. Off into our first ever challenge room, which is bigger than every other challenge room. Oh. That was mean. And it's whipped down. And there's no shame in using those when you have them. Because you're getting a whole bunch of them anyways. I think this might be the way we have to go. Well, I do like, in a very much not way, the off timing of those. Alright. Oh, come on. Hit me again. No, those aren't one-to-one. Stars give you some refund of your expense. But unfortunately, the cost between old ashes and corrupted stars double. Well, the damage isn't double, by the way. So it's 230 versus 120. So you will get more on the corrupted star for things that aren't specifically weak to fire, or specifically weak to dark. And you'll get some refund from the dark one. So if you want to do it for endurance, use the dark star for a bit. Actually, I think that was a waste of a crystal. Let's check. Yeah, because over here is a save point and then the boss.
I plead for safety.
We do have powders, so here comes the fun part. So, fire powders and fire fists. This is gonna be easy. Okay, get these. I'm gonna start to come up. Ooh. Probably the fastest version of that fight. And a bit of a preview of what we're doing. Go. 3 down and 1 hit. But that was my mana. Come on. There we go. And what we did to those 2 mini bosses, we're effectively going to do to Herman. Though I don't believe Herman is vulnerable. Huh. are worth picking up. Okay. On to the boss.
Stay, please, not.
Oof, twice. Am I going to die to greed? Yes, I am. Well, not really, but... Ow. Die. We will forego powdering on this stage, just because it's not going to be as fun. I caught that heal. We're out of range. Hot. I mean, he's dead, but... That did consume a lot. But, you know, that's half the fun. And that puts us over what we need. Time for yapping.
Rosen,
Eric,
where is he is the
I feel.
Herman, alas.
Why do you.
I am an Herman was the dead. We must
Of what do
they are
you have?
Eric, the night crook.
That is a fa.
Then you
You must leave.
what about
Rid my.
Lord Light?
I will take.
Very well.
It's the ring. Allows us to push blocks. And move that big thing. And off we go. Now, we do have a few things we're going to collect before we end. There's some basic treasures. This. Demi-shared ore, which unfortunately will be expensive for us, because we have not one, not two, but 3 weapons in this run that will use demi-shade ore. It's almost the exact opposite of it was the Dex run. here, this is where we'll buy the gloves. We will level. Buy the gloves. Level up the whip, which will get it completely leveled up for what we need for route. The rest of Act 2, essentially, up until towards the end. We'll hold off on leveling anything else. It's our best route, actually. If we want to go down, pick up what we need. We head down here. Pick up what we missed last time. Climb up the top. There's the powder I was thinking of earlier. We didn't need it. And the technological lens, otherwise known as the ghost goggles. Now that we can see dead people. Grab explosive candle. Now, this is an instinct driven skill. This is more damage on instinct than it is on mind. So it actually is useful in the instinct run, as is the Parsov's electrocution, but this is what you get in the start. Same thing with their old ashes, but it still hits hard with instinct. Or with mind, so we use these. This is your pre-mind one. And slide down. Oh, the ghost stored. More demi-shade ores, which we'll need in plenty once we hit the third act. And we talk to him here. Get upset at the fact that we saw a dead person. Come over here. Three night crooks. Unlock Katarina.
Pardon me.
It is not
I am grateful.
the path, a path, the truth, and betray. That is
Then you must.
your cons-
You can buy a whole bunch of stuff. She also gives infinite amounts of shards. Don't need the ice for now. We'll come back. And down we go. And because we hit a save point, this person's back. Hey, refund. Gotta love free spells. back up. Oh, the timing on that is rough. We will take this. Ooh, no. The answer to the question is no, lady. You're not killing me. Still don't have enough. I dislike going for a parry and not having the resource for it. Mr. Walrick.
I sense this. He is dead.
Tweet that.
Not.
And how this guy manages to get ahead of us, I will never know. But he does manage to get ahead of us. Maybe because we go down to the crypt and he does not. Good to have that back. Of course, now I just got rid of my parry. We will sample the enemy here. The whip does swing fast enough to make mistakes when it comes to execution procs, but eh. We could restore stuff. Plenty of other ways. Speaking of which, do love a free ride. And down we go, the elevator to the hidden port. Pop the wall there a second. First of our unborns. And this helps the electric spells, which we will be using in the next episode. Also helps against electric damage, which is useful now. Notice how expensive explosive candle actually is. Not something to use lightly. Down, and with that, that is the end of Act 1. Thank you very much for watching. If you desire, go ahead and leave a like or a sub. I do this for the hobby, so no pressure for either. Thanks for hanging out with us. You have a good one.